Hello everybody, welcome back to EBCW Main Event. I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. And our main event of Main Event, take your shots if you're playing the drinking game, is Matt Riddle versus Erick Rowan, accompanied by the new Daniel Bryan. So, as I always do, sometimes on Main Event I like to talk about topics in the wrestling community that either I rage about or I don't even fucking know. Today's topic is no different from the many things that 2K has done to the gaming wrestling community that I'm just very much questioning, and it's their decision to create a game like 2K Battlegrounds. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I have often said in the past I have bought every single WWE game that has come out since 2010, with the exception of WWE 12 for whatever reason. Unfortunately, I actually forgot to mention every time I said something like that I also forgot about WWE All Stars, and it's not like I don't have a problem with All Stars. I heard it was very good as a game, but All Stars just isn't my taste of wrestling games. Like, I prefer games like, the SmackDown vs. Raw series, or that stint they had with WWE 12 and 13, and of course leading up to the 2K. I like the simulation aspect of it. I don't like the cartoony, arcadey aspect. Now, granted, if I was given a choice between to get 2K, or not 2K, All Stars, I probably would, because, again, it seems like a fun game, but just the over-the-top arcadey aspect just isn't my liking to games. I'm not. It really depends on the game for me when it comes to sports-related games. Like, how arcadey do I want to get? And personally, when I get sports games like an NBA or an MLB or NFL or even WWE, I want it to feel somewhat real. 2K Battlegrounds, I can tell you straight off the bat, looks like shit. From the very, honestly, and it looks like shit from a couple of perspectives. I don't think it looks. It really does look like a fucking ripoff of All Stars, for one. The clips there's like a 30-second clip somewhere around there. The women's wrestlers, like, for instance, they showed Charlotte and Becky as, the flagship women's wrestlers, I guess. And they look terrible. They look fucking ridiculous. And I said to myself when I first saw it, I said, why would they even bother to create a game to look this bad? And it does not look good at all. Like, I've given shit to 2K20 when it comes to graphics. I think this is by far the worst graphics of any 2K game that they've released on the current gen consoles. That is PS4 and Xbox One. This is by far the least graphically impressive. And 2K Battlegrounds is, again, it's that arcadey aspect, and I get that, but at the same time, just the way the characters look, just looks like shit. It really looks like they tried to capture the magic that many people felt when they played All Stars, and I don't think they did a very good job. Now, granted, in the other clips that they showed, there was like The Rock and John Cena. Like, for some reason, the men's wrestlers look pretty decent, and it actually looks relatively close to their All Stars characters that I've seen online. Like, the shape of them anyway kind of looks somewhat similar. The women's wrestlers look like garbage. They look like it looks like I'm playing the big head mode in 2K. Like, when they implemented that the big heads on the characters and shit, which again is an arcadey aspect that I'm not necessarily into. And in all honesty, it really looked like they were trying to, I guess, further the 2K originals shit, which again I've mentioned before, I think is one of the dumbest fucking things in terms of content they ever made. So it just looks like an expansion of that, just in a more arcadey, cartoony look. And even in the very early outset of that little clip that they showed, when The Rock is throwing John Cena into a crocodile, I'm saying to myself, why the fuck is this in a game? Like, it's the whole tagline of the game is like, fight without limits. And again, I like that sort of deal, but if I'm gonna fight without limits, I'm gonna fucking play a 2K game in a hardcore match and just go to the backstage, go to any part of the arena I want to that the game allows me to, which granted they've improved that a lot more, so that's always fun. I can just do that. Like, I can fight without limits in that regard. I don't have to fight, in some fuck off arena that they created where I just throw my opponent into some stupid crocodile mouth. And of course, it looked like there's like some sort of supers, so to speak, in the game. So there's that aspect that, again, is cartoony and arcadey that I'm not a fan of. And if you're a fan of that sort of thing, I'm not saying you can't enjoy the game. I mean, if you want to buy the game, more power to you if that's your deal. If you don't want to buy the game, that's okay too. I'm not. The whole point of this commentary is basically me telling you I have no interest in the game. It doesn't look, to me, it doesn't look anywhere graphically improved from this game. It looks like a more arcadey, still shit graphics game that and it's not my cup of tea. In terms of a gameplay style, it's not my cup of tea. I'm not interested in it. It's a shame because, well, I understand why they couldn't make 2K21 given the current events of this pandemic of coronavirus or COVID-19, whatever you call it, but this, to me, this game, if you really critically think about it, and critical thinking is going to play a big role in a topic on the Raw episodes coming up. Critical thinking is going to play a big role, and if you really critically think, to me, this game looks like nothing more than a cash grab. I don't think they're going to put too much effort into this game post-launch like they really haven't done with 2K20. Now, granted, they've made some good choices in regards to past 2K games, like keeping the 2K19 servers up, which is good, but I don't know. Anyway, guys, that's my rant, or I don't even want to call it a rant. That's just my discussion on 2K Battlegrounds. It's not my cup of tea, man. But if it is your cup of tea and you like games like that, more power to you. I hope you enjoy it. But that being said, thank you guys for joining me today. Have a great day, and peace out.